Hi, I'm Laurie, and welcome to your booty focused workout. What you're going to need today is a set of dumbbells. Now, everyone's going to vary with their weight selection. When we do use those dumbbells, it's going to be at a set rep count of 15 total reps, and I want you to make that 15th rep to feel pretty challenging. So if you could go up to 20 reps, if you could go up to 25 reps, guess what? It's time to increase that weight selection as long as you can do two things: maintain your form and maintain that mind-muscle connection. You will also need a bench. We are going to be using a bench. We need a mat. We're going to be coming to the mat as well. And you're also going to need this bad boy, a band. Now, a mini band, those latex bands, those are fine, but if you have one of those fabric bands, this is what I'm using today, a very high resistance fabric band. If you don't have one of these, I highly recommend getting them. They last a lot longer than those mini bands, and they are more challenging because they provide greater resistance. A mini band will do. You just may find that it will roll up on you, and if you find it not challenging enough, I'm telling you, get one of these bad boys. All right. Grab something to hydrate with as well. There is no cardio in this workout, but you may need to take those breaks and hydrate when needed. No squats, no lunges today. Can you believe it? So we're going to target those glutes without any squats, any lunges. Grab all your stuff and let's get going. We're going to begin and end this workout with a banded booty warm up and a banded booty burnout. This is going to be our warm up. We're going to place that band in a high band position right around the quads. If you have a latex band, you may want to place it down below the knees or right around the ankles. That'll make it slightly more challenging on some of these exercises. Now this band is pretty heavy, so I'm going to start with it right above my quads. So go ahead, put your band on. We're going to begin with lateral banded walkouts. So always keep tension on that band. So try to keep your feet hip distance apart at all times. We walk it out wider than hip distance, and then we walk it back in. We're just gonna walk to the end of our mat and then walk it back for 1 minute. We go in 3, 2, and 1. We're here for 1 minute. So slight bend in the knees. Really drive, keep the weight heavy in the heel and drive through the outer blade of the heel as well. We want to get those glutes, especially the outer glutes, nice and fired up. Also, engage the core to help stabilize those hips. So if you notice yourself doing this, any wobbling, engage, stabilize. Halfway through. By now it should be burning. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, take a seat. We have seated band abductions. So we're going to take a seat. We start right here. We press into the band and then bring it back. Again, try to keep your knees about hip distance as we press and then bring it back in. We go in 3, 2, and 1. I'll give you a different angle. I prefer a slight hinge forward, so I'm sitting kind of on the edge, a slight hinge forward as I press into that band. This will hit the outer glutes a little bit more. You can stay right here, nice and upright. Everyone's sitting with a neutral spine or right here. That's up to you, personal preference. My personal preference is this way. It is burning. After this, we're going to come to the mat. We have some donkey kicks coming up. Breathe through it. This is my mic pack for anyone that's wondering. Holds my receiver so you can hear me. Final 10 seconds. Keep this tempo. Last 3, 2, and 1. All right, come to the mat. Everyone bring their band up to a high band position around the quads. We have donkey kicks. I'm coming to my forearms. It feels better for me. So right leg, we dorsiflex at the ankle. We bring it up, big squeeze at the glute, bring it down. Keep your hip point square, 3, 2, and 1. Kick it up, bring it down. So let's make sure your hips stay level. We're working the gluteus maximus here. Don't shift the weight into the left. So another option, you can come to the hands. If you like it like this better, then this is what we're doing. Inhale, exhale, bring it back, or you can reverse it. Halfway. Any wrist discomfort, come to your forearms. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right, if you're on your wrist, go ahead, roll it out. Remember, you can come to your forearms if you have any wrist discomfort. Next up, fire hydrants. So we have that tabletop position. Bring that right knee out, and then we bring it back in, working the outer glutes. So we go. 3, 2, and 1. Right side moves. Inhale. Exhale, stabilize those hips, press it out. So look down at your left hip. Make sure it's not swaying off to the left side. It is stable because your core is working as well. Any wrist discomfort, come down to the forearms. I prefer this way. Halfway. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, roll out those wrists if you were on it. Now we're coming back to those donkey kicks again. Come to the forearms if this is uncomfortable on your wrist. All right, left leg will move. Let's get into position. We go, and 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, drive it up. Inhale, bring it in. Brace the core. Big squeeze up. Control it down. If you're not really feeling it in the glutes, you may want to come right here. See if we feel it a little better this way. Everyone's going to be a little different with their personal preference. Make sure that right hip isn't swaying off to the side. Equal distance in both hands. Last 3, 2, and 1. All right, fire hydrants on the other side. Left knee driving out to the left. Then we bring it in. Brace the core to help stabilize the hips. Make sure the right hip isn't swaying off to the side. You can always go body weight. We go in 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, engage TVA. Exhale, drive it out. So engage your core. Abs are tight here. It's not about how fast you can go, but make every rep count. Halfway. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right, next up we have a banded kickback. So we're gonna come to a standing position. Use your bench. So hinge forward, we bring this right leg back, we kick it up, and then we bring it down. So small controlled movements, we go, and 3, 2, and 1. So have a slight external rotation of the hips and lead with the outside of the right heel. Keeping the hip point square so abs are still nice and tight. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, kick it back. Big squeeze of the glutes. Now that standing leg is working too, but do your best to not let that left hip sway off to the side. Final 10. Three, two, and one. Nice work. Shake it out. I know that standing leg's on fire too. We're going to do the other side now. Left side moves. Then we're done with this warm up. Whew. All right, here we go. Brace the core. Stabilize the hips in 3, 2, and 1. So slight external rotation of the hip. You're leading with the outside of the left heel. If this is uncomfortable on your wrist, come to a standing position. Just reduce the range of motion. Make sure we have a neutral low back. And we're not doing this number where we let the belly come forward. Keep the abs tight, neutral low back. Big squeeze of that upper glute. Halfway. Final 10. Last 3, 2, and 1. All right, we are done with your warm up. Coming up next, we're going to superset a dumbbell exercise with a banded exercise. So we have a dumbbell hip thrust, but this one's going to be a little bit different with how we go about it. So we're doing 1 full rep to a quarter rep. So grab a dumbbell. The heavier the dumbbell, the more challenging this is going to be. Let's change that band to below the knees. Option is to bring it above the knees. I'm changing it to below. So press back and down into your bench. The bottom of my shoulder blades are pressing back and down. My bench is around 20 inches long. So make sure your knees are fairly stacked over your ankles. If they're a little bit out, that's cool. So grab one of your dumbbells. Now from here, posterior tilt with the pelvis, neutral, posterior. So slight tuck under of the pelvis. As we drive through the heels, I also want you to drive into the band. So think about driving through the heels, drive through the band. We're all the way at the top. Now from here, we take it a quarter of the way down, all the way up, and then all the way back down. So 1 to a quarter rep. We have 15 of those. After that, we hold it at the top. And we're gonna pulse it out for 60 seconds. Here we go. 15 total. We go in 3, 2, and 1. All the way up, quarter of the way down, all the way up. Control, control, control. That was 1. 14 more. So drive into the band as we drive through the heels, big squeeze of the glutes, quarter of the way down, all the way up. That's 3. You got it now. Looking straight forward. Over halfway through, 7 more. Final 5, make them perfect. Last 4. 3. 2. Last one. Let's bring it all the way down. Set the dumbbell off to the side. Change your band to above the knees. In 15 seconds, we have a minute of iso hip thrust, hold, abduction. So bring it up. We go out and in. We're going to fire up the outer glutes. This one is going to burn. 60 seconds. Get into position. We go. 3, 2, and 1. Out and in. So we're holding that big squeeze of the glutes. For me, it's already starting to burn, and we're just gonna fight through this burn. This is where the change will happen when we wanna quit, but we don't. We're gonna keep going. Keep those glutes up, halfway. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. All right, so we're gonna go right back to that. We have that for 3 rounds. That was 1 to a quarter rep on the hip thrust, and make any adjustments to your weight that you needed. That 15th rep should have felt pretty challenging. If it didn't, go heavier. All right, you should not feel this in your low back, so make sure you're not looking up. Make sure that belly isn't being stretched at the top. Give ourselves a little recovery before we go again. That one's tough. Here we go, 15 hip thrusts, 1 to a quarter rep. We go in 3, 2, 1. Posterior tilt, drive through the heels, press into the band, big squeeze, quarter of the way down, another big squeeze, all the way down. That was 1. Let's do it again. Posterior tilt, drive through the heels, big squeeze, pause at the top, quarter, up, control it down. You got it. 15 total. Over halfway through, 7 more. Final 5. Last 4. Control it down. You got it. 3. 2 more. Last 1. All the way up, quarter of the way down, all the way up. Control, control, control. Set that dumbbell off to the side. In 15 seconds, we have that iso hold hip thrust. Give ourselves a little breather. Let's go ahead, start to get into that position. Posterior tilt, drive through the heels. We hold. Now we just press into the band for 60 seconds. In 3, 2, and 1. Out, in, out, and in. Make sure your knees aren't touching. So you're always keeping resistance on the band. It's hip distance, wider than hip distance. Find a tempo that is attainable for you. By now it should be burning. And this is where we just keep going. We got this. Hold those glutes up. Hips are slightly underneath the rib cage. We should have a pretty big booty pump after this. We're getting a lot of blood flow to those glutes right now. Final 15 seconds. Fight for every single rep. Three, 2, and 1. Recover. All right, we have that 1 more round. If it's not burning by now, we need to change something. That's probably going to be the resistance of the band or the dumbbell. All right, we got 15 total, 60 seconds. Then we're done with this. We move on. All right, here we go. Let's set it down. Adjust your weight selection accordingly. 15 total, 3, 2, and 1. Posterior tilt. Drive through the heels, press into the band, big squeeze. Quarter of the way down, all the way up, another big squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Again, posterior tilt. Drive it up. Quarter of the way down, all the way up. 3, 2, 1 on that eccentric phase. You got it now. halfway, over halfway, 7 more. Final 5. All the way up, quarter of the way down, all the way up. 3, 2, 1. 4 more. You got it. Make sure our weight is equal in both feet. If we have a muscular imbalance, it'll want to shift to one side. Just be mindful of that. Final 2. Final 1. Let's control it. All the way up. Quarter of the way down. All the way up. We control for 3, 2, and 1. All right, here we go. 60 seconds, and we're on to something new. We'll grab a drink after this as well. Whew, 10 seconds we go. This one burns so bad. I'm literally crying. My soul cries during this one. Get into position. All right, out and in, abduct in 3, 2, and 1. Out and in, 60 seconds. Our glutes should be crying right now. Outer glutes are on fire, gluteus maximus engaged. The entire glute is working right here. So also hit those outer thighs a little bit. Keep those hips up, but underneath the rib cage. Halfway. I know it's burning, stay with me. Final 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's take that band off. We're gonna grab a drink of water, then we need both dumbbells for our next superset, which is gonna be super fun. So grab that drink, meet me back. So coming up next, we need both dumbbells. We have B stance RDLs, 15 each. After that, we'll take about a 10-15 second recovery before we go bilateral. That just means both legs equally distributed for 60 seconds. We want to leave about 2 reps left in the tank on your weaker side on the B stance RDL. We're going to target your glutes, but also that hamstring as well, especially the upper part of your hamstring. So we're grabbing those weights. Dumbbells are in tight the whole time. If you have a weaker side, do that first. For me, my left side's a little weaker than my right. So I'm grounding through the left foot, mainly in my left heel. This right foot is going slightly behind, about 20% in the right toe. Hip point stays square. Now from here, do this with me so we can get it down. We take it down. We're hinging from the hips, dumbbells in tight. It is grazing my body. We go right below the knees. We should feel tension in the left glute, left hamstring. We then drive through the heels. We squeeze that left glute at the top. Again, make sure your low back is neutral. And we're not humping the air because that will compress your low back and it will hurt probably tomorrow. So we want to just big squeeze, but maintain a neutral spine. 15 on the left. Immediately we'll go 15 on the right. We'll set the dumbbells down and then equally distributed for 60 seconds, and that one's gonna burn. All right, we go, get set. B stance RDLs in 3, 2, and 1. Control it on the way down. You're looking at the ground. Drive through the heel, big squeeze of that left glute. Let's do it again. 3, 2, 1. 1 count, pause. 1 count, drive through the heel, squeeze that glute. I'm looking down the whole time. Inhale down. Exhale, drive it up. Hinge it back. Booty goes back, back, back. Drive it up. Dumbbells are tight to the body. Over halfway, 7 more. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and last 1. Whew, left glutes on fire. All right, we're going directly into the right side. So shift the weight into the right heel, mainly in the right heel, about 20% in the left toe, just using it as a kickstand. Whew, big deep breath. We go 15 on this side in 3, 2, and 1. So here's what I see a lot. People reach forward and then they bring it back. That's probably hurting your low back. So bring it back. Hamstrings and glutes are what we're working on, mainly in the glutes, especially the lower part of the glute. Inhale down, control it. Exhale, drive it up. Big squeeze of the glute, neutral low back. Over halfway through, 7 more. I find that looking straight down at the mat gives me the best glute engagement too. If you notice, I'm not right here, I'm right here. It doesn't look that pretty, but it does the trick. 2 more. Final 1. All right, set those dumbbells down. Next up, bilateral RDLs. Same concept, but this time equal weight distributed in both heels. This one's gonna burn. We have 12 seconds and we go for 60 seconds. All right, let's get into position. Again, dumbbells tight to the body. You have a slight bend in the knees, heavy in the heels. We go in 3, 2, 1. Control it on the way down. Drive it up, squeeze the glutes. Ten seconds. Last 3, 2, and 1. All right, grab a drink of water if you need it. We're going for round 2. Make any adjustments that you need. Again, we are limiting the low back as much as possible here. So if you're feeling this in your low back more so than your glutes, do it without the weights this next round, and let's get that mind-muscle connection down a little bit better. Typically, if we are reaching, you're gonna feel it in your low back, and typically, if we start with an anterior tilt in our pelvis, you're gonna feel it in your low back too. So just a little reminder, you may not be doing it, but I always recommend ditch the weights, get the mind-muscle connection down, and then up it for that 3rd round, all right? So we got 15, 15, 60 seconds bilateral. This makes my glutes and hamstrings scream. Do your weaker side first, whichever one that is. Then the second side will feel that much easier. We go in 3, 2, and 1, 15 total. You can also just do 1 dumbbell. That's an option too. Right below the knee, tension in the hamstring glute. Drive through the heel, squeeze the glute at the top. So we should be feeling it on the left side. If your left foot is forward, on this right side, not much. Not much of anything. It's just there as a kickstand for support. Over halfway, 7 more. Ah, 1. Awesome. That was 15. Nice work. All right, we're going directly into the other side, 15 total. Hit pause if needed, then come right back. But if we can, we're going to continue in 3, 2, and 1. Heavy in that right heel, dumbbells tight to the body. Big squeeze of the glute, looking straight down. Inhale down. Exhale, drive through the heel. Good. Squeeze that glute at the top. Make sure we're feeling it in the glute and not the low back right here. Neutral low back is what we want. Also, dumbbells along for the ride. We drive through the heel to bring it back up. So don't lift with the dumbbells. Drive through the heel. Lower body is guiding this movement. 5 more. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, set those dumbbells down. Bilateral RDLs, equal weight. We go for 60 seconds. This is gonna burn. It's one of my favorite things to do in the gym, this combo right here. All right. We go in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Clock has started. Hips go back right below the knees. Drive through the heels. We don't lead with the dumbbells. So arms are straight and they're just hanging onto the dumbbells. Dumbbells are along for the ride as resistance. Lower body drives it up. So hips go back, back, back. Drive through the heels. Big squeeze of those glutes. Make sure those knees aren't caving in. They're directly over the ankles. 10 seconds. Last 3, 2, and 1. All right, we have that for one more round. I'll give you a different angle this time. So I'll give you this view. B stance, bilateral. Final round. Again, we should be feeling this in your glutes and in the upper part of that hamstring. If we are doing straight leg deadlifts, where the knees were locked out, we're going all the way down. That would target the hamstrings a little bit more. RDLs, get the glute just a little bit more. You're gonna feel it in your hamstring too. If you feel it anywhere else, comment below. Let's get that form down. All right. Ooh, it takes a while sometimes. This one's tricky. So don't get down. Just do it with body weight until we get it right. Here we go, 15, 15, 60 seconds, and we move on. We go, do your weaker side first, in 3, 2, and 1. So if you have any muscular imbalances, which a lot of us do, these unilateral movements will really help equal it out. You wanna fix those muscular imbalances so we can keep everything nice, strong, sturdy. Keep driving through that heel. Don't lead with the dumbbells on the way up. Over halfway through. 7 more. Last 5. Big squeeze. 4, 3, 2, last 1. Bring it up. All right, now we switch sides. Heavy in this heel. And bring it forward. Hip points stay square. You are using your core to help stabilize those hips. We go in 3, 2, and 1. 15. Just let go, lose control, play songs on the radio too loud. 10 more. Dumbbells are tight to the body. Control it on the way down. Where are we feeling it? Glutes and hamstrings. Drive through the heel. Dumbbells are along for the ride. Five more. 4, 3, 2, and last 1. All right, set those dumbbells down. We're going for bilateral RDL, 60 seconds, final round. Also, one thing that just popped into my mind, I was looking at my shoes. I highly recommend doing this with a flat shoe, like Converse, Vans, or do it barefoot. I'm telling you, it'll give you a way better mind-muscle connection. I'm not wearing these for a fashion statement, I promise. Woo, they're just really good lifting shoes, especially when we hit that lower body. Bilateral RDLs, we go. 3, 2, equal in the heels. Dumbbells tight, drive it up. Keep looking at the ground the whole time. You're not looking at me now. You know what to do, unless I'm on the ground. Inhale, pause, exhale, drive through the heels. Squeeze those glutes. Make sure the knees aren't caving in. They're stacked over the ankles. It's not about how many reps we can get in. Just make every rep perfect. Final 10. Last 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. All right, we're on to something new. So grab that drink if you need it and meet me back here. All right, our final superset of the day, we will be doing a dumbbell exercise. Now you can do this with body weight only with a banded exercise. So we have step ups, 15 each side. We really want to drive through the heel, bring it up, keep a soft knee at the top, control it down, drive through the heel. Try not to lift off with that leg so it's all in the leg that is on the bench. Your option here is to take it to a lower bench, grab a stool or something. After that, we will take the band around the quads. We place the feet on the bench and we got some frog pumps. So I'll just lead you through that when it comes. Now, options with the bench, you can do this body weight. I'm going to do 1 dumbbell just because my knees are bothering me just a little bit. One reason why we don't have squats and lunges today. Another reason they target not only the glutes, but the quads and hamstrings as well. It's a compound movement. So we got step ups, 15 each side. You can grab 2 dumbbells. That's my preferred method, 2 dumbbells. But I'm just being honest with you. My knees, I've already done 1 workout today. This is workout 2 just for y'all. So we go 15, do your weaker side first. We go in 3, 2, and 1. So if I had 2 dumbbells, I'd just have them down to my side, just like so. Drive through that heel, control it down. Brace the core to help stabilize those hips. 10 more. So if we drive through the heel, we're going to target your glutes. This is working your hamstrings as well, but we really want to hit those glutes. So drive through that heel. Don't press through the toes. 5 more. Last 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, that last rep should have felt pretty challenging. If it didn't, on the next round, we need to adjust your weight, but we're gonna keep it equal for now. 15, let's go. I'm gonna show you what not to do, and this just pains me even doing it. But I see that a lot. People stepping with their toes or the front of the foot. That'll hit the quads, not the glutes. Drive through that heel. 10 more. Here's our last. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. All right, set that dumbbell down. Now we're coming down to your mat, so let's Just take it there. Place this band around the quads. We have frog pumps coming up, 60 seconds around the quads, preferably a little bit closer to the knees than to your hip points. So bring it on in from here. Feet are in an inclined position and roll onto the outer blades of the feet so we have an external rotation of the hips. From here, drive through that outer blade of both feet. We bring it up. We have a slight posterior tilt with the pelvis. Big squeeze in the glutes. So we're here. We take it about halfway down, and then we press into that band. So halfway down, press into the band as we drive it up. Frog pumps, 60 seconds, continuous. We have 10 seconds and we go. Woo. Let's go ahead, get into position. We go in 3, 2, 1. Frog pump, 60 seconds. Drive into that band. Posterior tilt of the pelvis. Squeeze to the glutes, press into the band. So as we go up, we're abducting as well. Control these 30 seconds. Ten. 3, 2, and 1. Oh goodness. All right. Get that band off. We're going back to those step ups. So let's bring it up however we can. Grab that dumbbell. We're getting right into it. 15 each side. If you have a weaker side, do that first. I again have 1 dumbbell. I'd prefer you to have 2 dumbbells. It'll be a little bit more challenging, but this is still challenging your body weight as well. 15, let's go. Drive through the heel, control it down. Really drive through this heel. Don't let that back foot lift you off if possible. If that's happening, get rid of the dumbbell and do this until we get stronger. Then we're adding that dumbbell. Hips stay level, you got it. Exhale as we drive through the heel. We have 5 more. Here's our last. 3, 2. Last one. Immediately, other side, 15. Let's go. I said no cardio today. My heart rate's a little elevated right now. Here's our last 5. You got it, make them perfect. Control it on the way down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're bringing it to the ground. 60 seconds of frog pumps. Grab that band. Place it around the quads. Feet go into an incline position. To get us into a decline position, you can bring the feet on the mat as an option. Here we go. Get into position. We have about 10 seconds. We go in 3, 2, and 1. 60 seconds. Press into that band. Big squeeze. The entire glute is working. Top, outer glutes, just everything. Find a tempo that you can maintain. Posterior tilt, we should be feeling this in the glutes. We want to minimize any pressure in that low back. So if we're here, we're definitely going to feel pressure. So If we're here, posterior tilt, slight hook under the pelvis, then we should feel it a little bit more in the glutes. Drive into that band, big squeeze. Keep this tempo, you got it. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, get rid of that band. We have that one more time before we hit our booty burner to end on. So get up however is possible at this point, all right? All right, swing those legs behind you. We're bringing it up, final round. Again, if you feel your forearm slip, mind muscle connection slip, get rid of the weight. That's your option, modification, whatever you want to call it. We go 15, start on your weaker side if you have one, in 3, 2, and 1. So again, working on this unilateral movement pattern. This is great for muscular imbalances, equal out the sides. Also throughout your day, just notice when you're standing, if you have the tendency to kind of shift the weight into one side. That contributes a lot to it. Whenever I hold my children, all my weight's going to the right. So my left is a little weaker. This will help. Here's our final 5. Drive through that heel. You got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right into the other side. 15, let's go. Hips stay level. Let that right glute do the work. We're not locking out at the top. We're keeping constant tension on that glute and on the top of that hamstring. Seven more. Here's our last 5. You got it. We're in this together. Come on. 4 more. Three, 2, and 1. All right, set that dumbbell down. We are done with your dumbbells. We're kind of beginning your booty burnout, but we'll get a little break after these frog pumps. Go ahead, place it, high band, right around the quads. Get into position, hitting those glutes. 8 seconds, then it's go time. Ooh. Go ahead, externally rotate up through the hips on the outer blades of the feet. Press into the band in 3, 2, 1. Halfway down, press into the band. Press as we drive up through the outer blade of the feet. We should feel this. I really feel this in the top of my glutes, as well as the outer glutes. The entire glute is working right here. Final round. Keep your forearms. Maintain that posterior tilt. 30 seconds. Come on, we got this. Ten. 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're done with that. Go ahead, grab that drink of water. Then we're on to your booty burner. It's 8 different exercises, 1 minute on, 15 seconds off. Here's the deal. It's a unilateral exercise, so we're gonna do 4 exercises on the left and then 4 exercises on the right. It's going to burn. We are going to need your bench. If you don't have a bench, you can do it on the mat. So It's not a huge deal if you don't. You can do it on the mat, but this bench is going to provide an extra range of motion. It's a little bit more challenging. Grab that drink. Enough of me talking. We get going soon. All right, so I changed it up just a little bit so you can see me a little bit better. So we will need a bench. If you don't have a bench, come to your mat. Before we go there, we're going to start with some banded cha-chas. So we want to keep it upright. This is a pretty short range of motion. So if you have a chair or a wall, I'd prefer you to stand up against that wall, but just so you can see me better, I'm gonna be like this. So shift the weight. I'm gonna start left side first because that's my weaker side. So shift the weight into the right foot. We bring it all the way back. We bring it in, we bring it out 45 degrees. We bring it in, and then we bring it out directly to the side. So I'll show you another view. Straight back, bring it in, 45, and then to the side. Make sure we're not cockeyed, and we have to brace the hips to feel it in the left. Standing leg is gonna feel it too, but we're aiming to hit that leg that's moving, and if it doesn't burn, up, I don't know why I just did that, but up your resistance band selection. Well, we go 1 minute before we get to this bench in 6 seconds. I'm doing my left side first, you can do your right. 3, 2, and 1. Back, 45, to the side. Hip points stay level, core is engaged. It's called the cha-cha. You can even swing your arms, make it a little bit more fun. Back, 45, to the side. Back, 45, to the side. Hips are level. Notice if your weight is shifting to the right, fix it. "30 seconds. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, coming up next, we have clamshells. So continue to keep moving whatever leg was just moving. For me, it's my left. So I'm coming onto the bench. Now you can do this on the ground. Knees forward, heels glued together. We drive the top leg back, really press into that band, control it on the way down. We're here for 60 seconds. In 5 seconds we go. 3, 2, 1. Clamshells. Let's go. 60 seconds. By now, it's really burning. Sometimes I can bring it that far back. Right now, I'm right here. My range of motion is slightly limited. That's okay. This band is super thick. Let's just do what we can. This is our booty burnout. And it's going to be pretty tough coming up. All on one side, then the other. 30 seconds. Put your hand on the outer glute. You should feel it firm up when we press it back. I'm right there with you. Let's keep going. 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right, now we're doing extra range of motion, hip abduction. So slide onto the front of your bench so we can bring that leg all the way down. We bring it up, all the way down. Extra range of motion, hip abductions, internal rotation. So toes down, lead with the heel. 3, 2, 1. It's gonna hit the hip a little bit more. So on the side of the hip, we have that internal rotation. I'm slightly facing forward. If we switch it to like this, we're gonna hit that same muscle group as the clamshell. Not wrong. You can do either one. "30 seconds. Ten. 3, 2, and 1. All right, quadruped position on your bench. Right hand, right knee, both hands. We bring that left leg up, bring it all the way down. Keep your hip points level. We go in 3, 2, and 1. Extra range of motion glute lifts. Kick it back, bring it in. As an option, we can come down here. I like this way better. $30 seconds. Keep a neutral spine throughout. 10. 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're doing that on the other side. So we're gonna start with cha-chas on whatever side you didn't do. For me, it's the right. So we're feeling pretty wonky right now. One side's feeling a little bit more fatigued. We're gonna even it out. Then we end with one bilateral movement. Then we're done, y'all. So we go. Oh, I needed a little bit more breather right there, not gonna lie. We go, cha-chas, right leg moves, stay upright, we go. Brace the core to stabilize the hips. 3, 2, and 1. Back, 45 to the side. Stay upright. Hitting different parts of the glutes with each movement. Again, having a wall will help stabilize a little bit more. So if you find yourself shifting and that hip is going out like that, go to this wall. It's your friend. $20 seconds. Three, 2, and 1. All right, clamshells. Oh, all right, clamshells. Here we go. Knees forward, heels back. Top leg goes back and in. Make sure you're doing the same side we were just doing. Dorsiflex at the ankle. We go back and in. And 3, 2, and 1. Again, so you could do this on the mat. You don't need the bench for this, but I already have it here, so why not? Place your hand on your outer glute. It should firm up on the way back. Control it on the way in. Final 15. Last 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Coming up, extra range of motion, hip abductions. I have a slight internal rotation of the hips, so I'm leading with the heel, bringing it down. So I'm just sliding forward on the bench, a slight turn forward. Hip is internally rotated. We go in 3, 2, and 1. $30 seconds. Here's your final 10. You got it. Last 3, 2, and 1. All right, extra range of motion, glute lifts. If you find that this is too much, come on down to the mat. Oh, let's get into position. Move my mic belt. Whew. We lift, we lower. Let's go. 1 minute. So make sure your hip points stay level. A big thing here is, again, shifting the weight too much into the left side, and that left hip kind of goes down and off to the side. So really brace the core to help stabilize those hips. Keep that spine neutral. We have 12 seconds. Keep leading with the heel. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, goodness. All right, final thing we're gonna do, seated abductions. We did it to warm up. Now we're doing it one more time. If you want a challenge, you can hover that booty off the bench. This is gonna work just fine. Final 60, out and in. 3, 2, and 1. Both sides working. So sit forward on your bench, slight lean forward. Oh. Keep the tempo, we got it. "30 more seconds. "10 more seconds, and then we do an iso hold, then we're done. 3, 2, and hold it out, 15-second hold. Hold and squeeze. 10, 1 inch more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're done. Kick this band off. Nice work. All right, we're done, but let's stretch it out. Nice work. All right. Ooh, we should have a pretty good pump by now. Yes, I think so. All right, let's stretch it out. My favorite stretch is a figure 4 stretch. So we're going to come onto your bench. I would do this on my mat, but I'm not going to mess with this bench. So just come in on down. Bring that left knee in. And then bring that left leg straight. Externally rotate the hip open. Rebend the knee outside of the left ankle. Goes over the right quad. Ooh, draw the right knee in. So space goes, left hand goes in between the space you just created to grab a hold of the shin or the hamstring. That's a personal preference. I prefer the shin. As you inhale, gently press against the left inner thigh. As you exhale, ooh, draw the right knee in. So inhale, open the hip. Exhale, pull it in. All right, we're going to be here for about 20 more seconds, so just enjoy this glorious stretch. Big deep inhale. As we exhale, let it go. Let's do that other side. Inhale, right leg long. Exhale, externally rotate. Rebend the right knee, cross the outside of the right ankle over the left quad. Inhale, draw it in, thread it underneath. And now let's start that inhale, exhale. Inhale, gently press against that right inner thigh. Exhale. Oh, pull the left knee in. All right, so inhale, open up the hip. Exhale, pull it in. I prefer keeping my ankles dorsiflexed to keep it active. You might prefer this way too. Instead of here, you're here. We'll be here for about 10 more seconds. Big deep inhale. As we exhale, let it go. Hug both knees in towards the chest. Give yourself little circles clockwise. And let's go counterclockwise. Bring both the knees in towards the chest. Bring the soles of the feet towards the sky. Grab a hold of the outer blades of the feet. And just gently bring those knees in towards the armpits. If you're on your bench, just be very mindful of your swing if you do want to take it into a happy baby. Big deep inhale. As we exhale, let it go. Roll it on up. And we're good to go. Nice work, y'all. All right, so that one, glute focused workout. So you can hit the glutes without doing squats or lunges. I love those exercises, but they do hit hamstrings and quads a little bit as well in those. So I kept this pretty strictly booty only. Also, FYI, my knees were hurting and I just wanted to do one without squats and lunges because we do them all the time. Those are my three. Those hip thrusts, those RDLs, and those step ups are some of my favorite exercises to build the glutes. So you can get those, up the weight selection as you progress each and every time. And with the banded exercises, make sure we have the appropriate band selection. You rock. My name is Laurie, and thank you so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful rest of your day.